an octopus in dark water. That's what I saw when I picked up the energy behind your cards, Sagittarius. And I also heard the word grasping, begotten. But I got the feeling of grasping from the octopus. It's like roping something and then grasping with the tentacles. Then I have the Six of Cups with the Six of Swords. I'm getting a bit of a smothering vibe, like an unwillingness to let someone kind of let go of your clutches, almost like if you're a parent. This is just one example of this energy. If you're a parent and you are very protective of your kid and you don't even let them go to a friend's house. So the Hermit is being over analytical, maybe even checking your child's phone to make sure nothing improper is going on, and also not really letting them maybe find out learn harsh lessons. I'm getting, it's not overprotectiveness, it's almost like an over vigilance and an unwillingness to allow for this other person to kind of like learn from their own mistakes, to like tread their own turbulent waters. Six of Swords is like turbulent water, and it's because you love this person. Six of Cups. So you don't want some other person, could be your child, could be your partner, could be anyone, but it could be vice versa. This could be how someone's coming at you, where they don't want you to suffer. They don't want you to maybe have to go what they went through or learn hard lessons. But it's coming from a place of almost like smothering, with the octopus and begotten. You know, it's like, you're my kid. You don't get to learn hard lessons. I get to choose for you. I get to decide for you. There is a sense of almost like, besides not, I don't know, suffocation's the wrong word too. It almost feels like a sense of over-preparedness. Like you need to check everything to make sure everything's okay before this person goes out to do it. Like if in the example of your kid, you have to make sure before you even let your kid out of the house, you have to check the weather. You have to make sure that they have a raincoat. You have to give them an umbrella in case it rains. You know, it's like a sense of over-analysis, because that's the Hermit with regards to letting this person maybe run into some difficulty. All right, let's go ahead and pull some oracle cards and find out a bit more. By the way, if you guys want to support the work that I'm doing and you like my readings, I would love it and I would really appreciate it if you guys would check out my Patreon account. Plus, I got some good stuff on there. I got love readings, I got monthly readings, so come and check that out. It's the links will be below and also on my profile. Let's see what we got here for Sagittarius. Anything else here for Sagittarius? Okay, this is getting kind of interesting. So this person, the message from these cards is that this person is not like you. So the Cup reversed is like, maybe this person likes to do things that you would never really consider. You wouldn't really, it's just not your cup of tea. The eye with the moon here is the habitual things that you focus on. So whatever it is that this other person that you're dealing with likes to do, it's not your cup of tea. Let's say it's riding a motorcycle, and then you're like, oh my God, you know, you're very protective. You're like, well, before you do that, you got to get a helmet, and well, maybe a helmet's reasonable, but you go like above and beyond. That's a bad example. You go above and beyond, and it's almost like you're a stick in the mud. You're a literal stick in the mud. Leo is fun, and then the bed is sleep. That's a stick in the mud, but it comes out that way. But it's only because of the fact that you don't have the same interests, and what this person is interested in is not what you're interested in. And it seems either you see what they want to do as something that's stupid and boring, or they see you trying to stifle them as an act of being a stick in the mud and preventing them from having the fun that they want to have. But you just don't jive with what they want to do, and that's why you're just kind of like almost like over analytical of it, over critical of this thing that some other people want to do. It might even be multiple people, but I think it's one other person. On the bottom is the left turn arrow. That can be something unorthodox. Like, let's say, for example, your partner likes to go dirt biking, and you're like, oh shit, it's not my cup of tea. They're gonna fall off the bike and get crushed by the weight of it. And then you're like, well, you act preventative. You create problems, and also maybe find ways to make it less fun. Maybe by the time you're done with all your suggestions, the activity is no longer fun. It's now a snooze, because you've added, the kid has to go out skateboarding, but they have to get, knee pads and the elbow pads, and they just look ridiculous, and it's not even fun anymore. So that is where this is going. Let's pull advice and see, maybe you guys gotta loosen up a little bit, or this person needs to not hyper focus on these eccentric tastes of this other person. It really does feel very parental, or it could just be that kind of a dynamic in a relationship, or one person wants to protect the other one, but their interests are so different. See what else we get here for advice. Any advice here for Sagittarius, okay? Anything else? Anything else? Any other advice? Okay. Wow. Really interesting combination. The Nine of Cups is what you like to do, what you really find enjoyment in. King of Cups is somebody who has kind of like a grudge, kind of like is staunchy, kind of like is kind of dwells on their own, like usually negative feelings. This person does not feel the same way about whatever this other person likes to do. They don't. It's two people who like different things, vastly different things, or at least in this one instance, there is no overlap. There is no overlap. This person thinks it's stupid, or this person doesn't see any value in it, has a negative opinion of it, and the other person loves to do it. And then one person is critical of the other person. So the King of Cups definitely brings up the question, why? Do you feel, or this person, do they feel so negatively about this other person having a good time? Is it just because of the risk involved? Is it just because there's an ethical component where it's like this person likes to go to a strip club and the other person doesn't see it as ethical? I'm wondering, maybe, you know what, I'm gonna pull specific cards and see what it is about the King of Cups that we don't like about this situation that this other person loves to do. Why is there a negative opinion? Tell me about this King of Cups. The ear. Maybe it just isn't a popular opinion. Whatever it is they're doing, it's not popular. And therefore you're like, a lot of people don't like this. I don't like it either. It's an unpopular thing. And the ear, it's kind of like your opinion is based, or this person's opinion is based off of hearsay, is what they hear. And that's the only reason that they don't like that this person is enjoying having a good time doing this thing that might be a little unorthodox as part of the reason why it's kind of like it has a negative opinion attached to it. Let's see what else comes out for with the Oracle cards, just for any more advice here. Any more advice for Sagittarius? Any more advice? Can we get any more explanation on this advice, please? Any more on this advice? Any more on this? Okay. Don't be quick to judge. Don't be quick to judge. The hourglass upside down is don't be too hasty. That's pretty easy. And then with Mercury here, it's like Mercury is get all the facts straight. Mercury is do your own research. Mercury is maybe even talk to people and learn more about it that way. So there's a lot of information. Mercury's information. So before you judge, you gotta actually learn more about this thing, or this other the person who's being judgmental towards the other person and kind of stifling a little bit in their own way. They should do their own research because they're being hasty in their judgment. And like I said, it's probably based on hearsay. It's based on just the fact that it's a negative opinion. Maybe it's weird, unorthodox. But if you were to research it, instead of being hasty, Taurus, that's the advice. Take your time, do your research, find out more about what this is. Are there risks involved? Maybe it's mountain climbing, and you don't like your partner going mountain climbing because they're putting their life on the line. Well, if you do the research, I actually don't know anything about mountain climbing, but maybe it's safe. You know, it's like do the research and maybe you'll find out that there's no reason for you to have this negative opinion and you can let them have a good time without being a stick in the mud about it. Looking at the next couple cards here, they're actually kind of interesting too. We have the bridge and the cat with the knot. The cat is extremely cautious. And so it's kind of like, again, I think that you guys think that this thing that this person wants to do is a risk, but it's not. Once you do the proper research and you're not hasty about your judgment, you realize that if you have the proper equipment, the rope, especially I was talking about mountain climbing, right? If you have the proper equipment, the rope, and you're at the proper place, and like there's a proper support structure, the bridge, it's not just like cascades here. The bridge is also, it's a infrastructure. The bridge is infrastructure. That's one of the things that it can mean. So as long as there is infrastructure and good equipment, this person is actually being cautious. And it's maybe you guys that are being hasty in your judgment of what they're doing, and you need to review that negative opinion, and that's why. All right, I think that's pretty clear. That's going to be it, Sagittarius. Thank you guys for being here. Don't forget to check out Patreon and subscribe if you haven't done so already. With that, I'll see you guys next time.